Welcome back, learners. In chapter Water, today we will complete the remaining topics. We are starting with the first topic, that is, what if it rains heavily? So let's understand it. Students, the time, duration, and amount of rainfall varies from place to place. In some part of world it rains throughout the year, while there are some places where it rains only for a few days. In our country, most of the rainfall occur during the monsoon season. Rains bring relief, especially after hot summer. The sowing of many crops depends on arrival of monsoon in our country. However, excess of rainfall may lead to many problems. Heavy rainfall may lead to rise in level of water in rivers, lakes and ponds. The water may then spread over large area causing flood. Here in picture 2 you can see that. The crop field, forest, villages and cities may get submerged because of water. In our country, floods cause extensive damage to crops, domestic animals, property as well as human life. Students, during floods, the animal living in the water also get carried away with water. They often get trapped on land areas and die when flood water recede. Okay? So rain also affect animal living in the soil. You can see in the picture a cow. Just because of this flood, that animal is suffering. Alright, now we know that if it rained heavily, all the area will be logged with water and we will have difficulty to walk on road. Here on the first picture you can see that people are facing trouble while walking. So these things happens when it rains too heavily. Students, excessive rain may lead to landslides in hilly areas. Okay, keep in mind that. Now the next topic which we have to discuss, that is here on your screen, what happens if it doesn't rain for a long period. So let's understand what that is. The soil, students, if it doesn't rain for a long period of time, then the soil will continue to lose water by evaporation and transpiration. Since it's not being brought back by the rain, the soil will become dry. The level of water in ponds and wells of the region will go down and down, and some of them may even dry up. The groundwater may also become scarce. This may lead to a condition known as drought. In drought condition, it's very difficult to get food and fodder. So all the animal and plants as well as human, they will have to suffer because of drought. Now, because of increase in population, the demand of water is increasing day by day. The number of people using water is increasing with rising population. Okay, in many cities, long queues for collection of water are common sight. In this picture, you can see a lot of vessels, buckets, pots for filling water. It represented. Now, more and more water is being used for production of food, for industries. All these factors, they are leading toward shortage of water in many parts of our country as well as in the world. Hence, it's very important that water is used carefully. We should take care that water should not be wasted. Now, we will talk about how we can conserve water. This is very important topic for all of us. One way is rainwater harvesting. So students, let's understand what is it. Look, one way of increasing the availability of water is collecting rainwater and store it for later use. Collecting rainwater in this way is called rainwater harvesting. The basic idea behind rainwater harvesting is catch water where it falls. Okay? Students, I will mention two techniques which can help in conservation of water, and these techniques can be followed. Now the first one is rooftop rainwater harvesting. In this system of rainwater harvesting, the rainwater is collected from rooftop to a storage tank through pipes. In this picture you can see here, when it rains, the water through this pipe goes down to a ground. This is a tank, and then you can even shift it to another tank as per the capacity. The pipes can go directly into a pit in the ground. This then seeps into the soil to recharge or refill the groundwater. Students, another option is to allow water to go into ground directly from the roadside drain that collect rainwater. So these are the way with the help of which we can do rainwater harvesting. Now I would like to ask one simple question to all of you. Tell me some creative ways, some very common ways by the help of which you can conserve rainwater, or even I can say that tell me some ways in which you can conserve water. Let me give you one idea. Like when you wash vegetables and fruits, that water can be reused for watering plants. In this manner you can conserve water. Okay, so write the ways in the comment section. Now here it's a flow chart. With this flow chart we will understand the summary of entire chapter because we have completed it. In this chapter we have studied lot of things. Firstly, sources of water. Underground, surface. Underground sources are springs, wells, and surface you will get rain, lake. Okay, now because of rain you can see two type of condition. When it rains too heavily, excessive rain will cause flood, and if there is deficiency of rain it will cause drought. Okay, now have a look. Here water is used in drinking, washing, bathing, cleaning, agriculture, industries, and it's require recycling for natural. Okay, it requires recycling. That recycling can be natural and man-made. Natural recycling, when it rains everything is wet, after some time it seeps into the ground, and in this manner the water of ground get recharged. And man-made way can be rainwater harvesting. All right, here in this box you can see, when we add any undesirable thing to water, any kind of waste, that leads to water pollution. Okay, because of water pollution you will see water crisis, health hazards. It will affect plant as well as animal. Health hazard, what are the health hazard? Basically those diseases which spread because of contaminated water. If you consume contaminated water, these diseases will spread. They are cholera, typhoid, dysentery. So students, this is the story of water, and we have seen in this chapter this story in detail. That's all. Keep learning, keep asking.